Hello there, everyone. This is Russell Emery, aka EM Fresh, for Fresh to the Extreme. And today I am doing my first race ever. Okay, not exactly a race, but I am at Mountwood uh, in near Parkersburg, West Virginia, at a place called Volcano, West Virginia. You can see we just started off, and these guys are taking off fast, and that was the mistake I made. I just was, it's my first race. So I'm like, where's everybody going so fast? Because they're taking off uphill, as you can see. All right, so I thought on the trail we were going to make this left turn right into there, but we don't. We just keep climbing. And right here, I thought we were making a left right there. But nope, we're going climbing. And so my lungs are burning. I just never, ever, ever got comfortable. Ever. I never settled down into a pace or anything because I don't know where I'm going, basically. So I'm doing this blind. But the trails, though, are immaculate. Immaculate. And so you see everyone out here riding, got all the youngsters and, and some of the, looks like some high school people. So I got caught up behind everybody. I usually muscle up the hill. I muscle up the hill, but I couldn't do that because I was got caught behind people. See how they're spinning? And I usually muscle up, but I just got caught behind people. And so I'm not a fast sprinter, so therefore I got caught behind. And so I guess you got the point. And so now my lungs are burning like mad. And so, that felt pretty nice. The climb got me. I'm not used to climbing at the very beginning. Usually it takes me a few miles to warm up and settle into everything. Um, but anyway, so the category I'm racing in is the sport group, and so the total distance that I'm racing or I'm riding today is what's the total distance? I think 16 miles, a little under 16 miles at 1,800 feet elevation. So it's not too bad, but the only thing I forgot to take into consideration with me riding is that I never, ever, ever rode this far without stopping. Okay. Usually I stop 5, 6 times, have a drink, have a granola bar. Now I'm like, my glucose is down already, and we just started, so. But very nice day for the most part. But I just never got into a pace. My heart rate is like super, super, super high for what this is, and it's something I can do. So I think it topped out at 200 at points. Like my heart rate never went that high. I don't know what's going on today, but it just never did. I think it's just the excitement of and adrenaline of riding someplace new and not knowing where you're going. So I'm just trying to keep up with everybody basically, but I'm just running out of steam too soon. But you can see it's a nice windy, not windy turns. The paths are immaculate. Trail crew did a very good job, and that's probably why I actually finished. I mean, if it had been like Cooper's Rock, rocky and horrible, most of the time, like there is where I normally ride at with this. It's equivalent to this particular type of racetrack. I wouldn't have made it. I think I would have just did not finish. But the trails are nice and smooth. There's some roots in places, but there's a lot of climbs. So I think this one climb coming up is like 500 feet straight up. They have like 2 or 3 of those punchy climbs, and they go from 500 to 300, from 500 to 300, 500, 300, and 200, and then you think you're done, as you'll see at the end. Then you have to climb back up another 200 and then down into the exit. All right, or to the end. But a lot of kids, I'm surprised. These kids can rip, man. They are going. But this is really tough. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna hear me complain the whole way. Basically, it's just brutal. And somebody fell a little bit. Yeah, don't laugh because Rust. I didn't fall, but my arms got jello-y And there's a fun downhill section coming up called the Pump House Trail, which I just could not take. I did the slowest I've ever done when I'm riding with my other buddies. You know, it's a fun leisure exercise. So when I get there, I just have no energy. I can almost barely hold myself up on my handlebars. Okay, so I'm not trying to pass anybody, but I'm just trying to get a pace. I just don't have it. I just don't have it today. And right there, like when you slide off camber, like right there, I'm gonna pass this lady, that girl right there. But that means nothing. Everyone that I passes me in the end. Like, they just pass me. I feel like I'm riding by myself a lot of the time because they just have such a consistent pace. Everyone here that's riding. So, but all in all, it's really, really fun ride. Really, really fun ride. Just burning lungs, legs not working today, you know. And I know my body. I know for this particular shot, I should be averaging 9.5 miles per hour. But today, it was just not there. I just did not have it. I think it was just like I said, not knowing where you're going, and how fast everyone just took off. I copied everyone. I should have just. I think I've been okay if I didn't burn myself off. Even if I just went like 5 miles per hour, 4 miles per hour, you know, at the beginning, just let everyone go, even though I'm last. But at the end, I just look at the times. You know, I know that if I had just warmed up myself up, you know, maybe prior, you know, I would have been okay. But there's a lot of little roots and little chutes and ravines here that if you're skilled, you could to use those ravines to get up the other side. Because some of the punchy climbs, I call them like reverse chutes. You need the speed from the ravine to get up the other side without falling backwards. And I fell backwards a few times and wasn't in the right gear a lot of the times. And my chain fell off because I was trying to switch under load. But anyway, let me stop complaining about the ride. But now I know that I need to, if I ride somewhere, I need to either do a pre-ride or just take my time and learn the trail for when I'm riding. See, little little babies are passing me. They are flying, yo. They are flying. I don't see these people ever again. I think there was 3 groups. The expert group went before us, and they went really far. I think they did 21 miles, like 2,500 feet, and they finished before me. And I'm in the sport, which is 1,800 feet, 16 miles, and one of the guys there, I don't know the name. Like, I know Grant from Pathfinder and a lot of the Morgantown NICA kids or high school kids. They were flying like an hour and 20 minutes for the 21 miles. They're going like 0.5 miles per hour. And one of the guys here, one of the locals, went almost 15. That's above pro level. That's like Nino Schwerter level. But they're not pro. They're just out for a ride. You know, it's like hidden gems, hidden pro athletes out here. And yeah, and so there's a lot of climbs, and you think that you're at the top, you're going down. It just seems to just keep on going up. You know, like what I call West Virginia mountains are like mountains with hills on them, and then when you get to the top of the mountain, there's a hill, and then another hill. You know, so it's like it's just an optical illusion. You know, when you're riding up this stuff. See everybody just spinning out, and so now I think we're almost to the top. This is like the highest point, the highest climb. As you can see the little power line there, and I know this section, but I've never ever ridden this part of the trail. We usually ride on the left side and just traverse and go to Pump House, and then we're done. Okay, and so that's in my mind. That's what I had, but it was just 3 times far, like twice as farther, and 3 times the climb. So like we only do like 1,100 feet here, or twice the climb. Sorry, when we come here. And I've been here 3 times, and the first time I'm with Roger. You can check out the link in the description to the first time I rode with Roger. We just rode leisurely, and we did just to get to the Pump House Trail and ride that. And then the second time, I don't think I recorded it with Larry and Adam. I were riding e-bikes, but Larry was riding the XC bike, or his mountain bike, regular all mountain bike, and he was beating us. It's just, you don't need an e-bike here. It's just, if you know the trail, like you know where the chutes are and the ravines, you can use those and you can keep a steady pace. But if you don't, you will be hurting, because some of the punches are like 10 feet, 15 vertical up, and that's what gets you like straight up, and then you just lose your energy. It's not like gradual in some places. Gradual's okay, but when you gradually vertically ascend, and then to get over the top, it goes vertical 10 feet to get over that hump. And that's how West Virginia is. That's how the trails are here. And that's how they are where they are everywhere in West Virginia if you're trying to ride somewhere. And so you got to be strategic in riding these trails. So, but I never knew these trails that were back here. These trails are nice, very nice trail. I'm going to ride here more often, at least once or twice a month. These are very nice. Another reason why, and this is for everyone, this is off subject, but to ride the trails, even though when I say race, you're not really racing, but you're racing against yourself, basically to see where you are. It also keeps you in the game, like keeps you going. You can ride new places like this, this is basically a new place for me. And the trails are done, and the reason why they're done is because you pay the race fee, but that goes to the trail crew. These guys don't make any money doing this. They don't make any money. You might see that, they got 60,000 or 5,000. That does nothing. These trails are a lot to maintain, just like a road, like your highways and stuff. And so that's why you need to race or come out. Even if you don't finish, you can support the trail, because the trail crew building this stuff, because it takes a long time and a lot of resources to keep these trails very nice. And the whole entire trail of Mountwood is nice. Look at that. Look how smooth and packed it is. Like someone's put special care. People put special care here, and that's what I love. And so your money is well spent. I know I'm never ever going to win one of these, but it's just enough to get out and support the trail. If you ride here just recreational, just to get exercise, the trail is done. You don't have to worry about down trees and stuff like that. Like where I live at in Morgantown, we have Cooper's Rock. Those trees are down. There's no one out there. And I know it's because of COVID, the last years, that no one's done the trails, and it is horrible, But there's another race coming up here on May 7th, depending on when you're watching this. And I'm doing that because I noticed that there's a trail crew out there doing the race. Just a guy and his two sons. I don't know who they are, but they did Scott's Run. They're doing the trails, and that's only because of the races. That's how they get most of their money. So even if you don't finish, or even if you don't race, just enter anyway and pay the $35 or $40, and that will help for when you actually decide to ride a Cooper's Rock. You don't worry about trees. There'll be people out to cut the trees down, keep the trail somewhat smooth. So that's another reason why you should race. So don't, if you want to race to beat me, I need people on Strava, like, follow me. I'm no one to beat. The guys that are actually the pros, I say, are the guys that, like the Grant from Pathfinder, all those high school superstars. Those are the guys that you're also supporting, because they are racers. They're the racers. They keep us going, they're the people to beat if you want to be, not me, So don't look at my time and think, I'm going to beat Russ or whatever. Yeah. AKA Ian Fresh or Fresh Extreme. I'll be fresher than Russ. That is definitely true. Okay. You will destroy me here. Now I'm getting better. That's the whole point. You want to get better, push the limits of your body, see what you can actually do. You might ride around, locally at your trail. Doesn't matter where you live at. But go ride your trail, submit the fee, keep the trails going, keep the trail smooth like this and safe, So that's basically it. Now here are some tight corners right here. I think I'm going down Pump House now. I can't remember, or might be done with it. But this is like the worst I've ever done it. Like, I was 2 minutes slower, and is the point. No, this is a new bike that I have, and so this first time, or the second time me riding the bicycle actually at all, because normally I ride a Hightower, and I just got it a few weeks ago. It's a Revel Ranger XC bike. I wanted a Santa Cruz Blur, and I'm gonna name drop Pathfinder. I'm name dropping, not in a bad way, but I had gone and I asked him, hey, do you have either a Yeti 120 or SB 115 or even a 130? Like, nope, we don't have that. Or how about a Santa Cruz Blur? No, we can't get that. Like, okay. But then I come to the race and I see Grant, everybody, all the whole Pathfinder racing on a Blur. So I guess I know where the Blurs went. Because I'm a fan of Santa Cruz. I got a Santa Cruz Hightower, which would have been perfect to ride at this particular trail. I'm not used to riding this stuff, so I mean riding this bike on the fork is very light. It's so light. It's the lightest bike I've ever ridden. And so it when I built it up, I bought the frame only, and just bought all the parts separately because I'm a bigger guy. Okay, I'm racing actually in the Clyde division, so that's the people over 200 pounds, and I'll just tell you, I actually got third place in it, a very slow third place, But then there was a few Clydes riding. It's like 9 Clydes, so I guess that's an achievement. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but hey, I didn't think it was a joke. When I finished, I was actually proud of myself for finishing it. And so, anyway, back to the Rebel Rangers. You can see I'm just, it's very light. It's not as like heavy, and it's composed very poppy, very maneuverable, and it's actually helped out turning those switchbacks. If I was on the Hightower, usually I have to, because my bike's pretty long. It's an XL, and it has a very long wheelbase, and so it's hard sometimes to get around those tight switchbacks, especially when you're climbing. When you're going down, it's okay because you have gravity, like sort of kick the back of the wheel around, and so all right, this is a lone rider, me and this guy, kid. I think he got first place in his division, or for the kids. So see, I can't catch him. Actually, he's actually stopped a few times drinking, and then he peeks past me, and then I didn't see him ever again. And so I'll be passed a whole bunch of times here. I think there's some beginner they pass, and so I almost felt bad and wanted to stop. Like, how are these people passing me? But it's the beginner's course, and they're flying. And then I think they did the beginner is 8 miles. Sport, which is what I'm on, is 16, like 15.98, I believe, and then or 17, and then the elevation 1800, and then the expert was just I'll be brutal. I don't think I would have finished that one. 21, then like 2,500 feet elevation, and they did laps, and so. But here we go. I thought I was at the end, so I think what it is, if you ride this trail a lot, I think people knew where the end is. Like, if you know where the end is, you'll speed up, get like some adrenaline. I had no clue where the end. I thought I knew where the end was, but I didn't have my Garmin or anything today. And thank you, my lovely wife, for packing. She filmed my being supportive, and the wife she is, the best wife she is. She packed my backpack, my camelback, which is really huge. You can hold like 2 liters of water, and that water is heavy right now. I can feel it all. Not a bad thing if I stop and drank it, but I didn't have time to drink it, really. I didn't have time to drink any water at all. So I'm like really thirsty. So my backpack weighs about 20 pounds. I have tools, like I normally ride, because you don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just not quite sure. So I bring like chains and extra, Axis batteries, tools to do tire changes and stuff. And because I'm experimenting with new tires, so I'm riding a Chaublé Thunderbird. It's like the fastest rolling tire on the planet, actually, and it's actually helping me out, believe it or not. because it has like no rolling resistance, but the sidewalls are really, 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 really thin. And so I'm afraid I'm gonna get a flat tire, like hit something sharp. But they've lasted a long, long time. Like they haven't had any flats. I rode at Cooper's Rock. I'm actually trying to pop the tire actually, to see how hard I can push it over things. But I rode Cooper's Rock, which is the worst ever, besides Big Bear and rocks and sharp objects. And these tires held up, and I'm running pretty low tire pressure for my weight. So I think I'm running 28 in the back, 25 in the front. And so note on mine, I weigh about little, with the pack and everything, about 25 pounds, 225 pounds. You know, without it, I've lost a lot of weight since I've been doing it, this XC and gravel bike riding, or just riding it. And so I'm actually bound to 215 without the pack on. So yeah, you can tell 215, 213. So I'm getting lower in weight. I think I'd probably done better if I didn't have that heavy backpack on. Just put just get a cup holder, which I don't have because it's a brand new bike. I just went on it and rode. But as far as the weight is concerned, when I got its bike, I just had some parts laying around. So I got it at 28 pounds. And I had these old Enduro tires from my Trek Slash. They're really heavy. That Trek has that came on the bike. So this bike weighed a little over 28 pounds, which is pretty heavy for an XC bike. But I got a new wheel set called Bird Spokes, and they use this weird nylon as spokes. It's not regular metal spokes. And then the tire's like the lightest wheel ever, like for XC or even mountain bike. I think I have the mountain bike version of the tire. I didn't have the XC version of the mountain bike. And so, or mountain bike wheels. And so that dropped. I think my bike, it weighs 22 and a half pounds right now that I'm riding. It dropped that much weight. And I even have cush core in the wheels too. And so that's how light they are. But there's probably the strongest wheels on the market right now. Because the spokes don't weigh anything. There's no weight to them. And it takes away the braking bumps and vibration of when you're riding. And so they're really, really, really good wheels. So they just come out. The guy who made them it's like a NASA scientist or something, and they use the material on the space shuttle, on the outside of it. It's really light, but it's hard to penetrate, through it or break. I think they're like 14 times stronger than metal spokes. So, like the top, which is Sapin race spokes, there's like the strongest spokes, metal spokes, and these are 14 times stronger, and no vibration. So anyway, I'm climbing here, almost coming to a close. I think I'm done. This makes you feel like you're almost done. You're almost to the top. I think this is like the highest point at Mountwood. All right, and seeing those racing crew there, staff, trail crew is like helping me out. I'm glad I see some people out here. I know I'm not it feels like I'm last, but I'm not like the last place. I'm just last in the sport category, I think. And so it gets kind of tough. It gets tougher. So it feels like they give you these downhill sections right here. It makes you feel like you're getting somewhere, especially if you're tired. And when you go down here, you're supposed to get your energy back, but it's actually fatiguing me more because I have to hold myself up. And these are some steep areas and not knowing what's ahead. I wish there was someone ahead. I could usually go off that person who's ahead of me, but they're going way, 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 way too fast for me to even keep up going downhill. And that's basically where I lost most of my time. It's going down these hills. My climbing's pretty good, actually. I'm kind of proud of myself, but that means nothing if you can't go down a hill fast. And so I think even in my other videos, some of my buddies are like, hey, you ain't going very fast, But I got hurt a few times, so I'm not chancing it, unless I know the trail really, really comfortably. I'll take a chance, but I don't know these. Like, this was a real steep set. You see that down there? You tumble down there, you slide off, that's it. You're going to hurt yourself really bad. Real kind of slippery right here. But yeah, the Road Ranger is a good bike. It's nice and tight. I can turn these corners really tight without really stopping at all. And so How long? I think I'm at the end here, finishing up. Or get the illusion. I think there's one more climb coming up. And so you can see the bottom now. You can see where the end is, where we started, where everyone's parked at. And so you think you're almost done. I think I blew myself out because I saw it, like, get some adrenaline, like, okay, I'm almost done. So you're going to speed up. And I see the end there. You can see it on the left here in a second when I get out of this rut here. And I start to speed up, use all the rest of the little energy that I have. And then the guy's pointing up the mountain, like, oh, I want to go that way to the end, the finish line. See the car at the left there? That's the end. But it's not the end yet. And so you're going to see here the race app is like, up the hill. You got to climb. You got another 200-foot climb. All right. And so here we go. Like, see, there's the end. But we're not done. I got another almost 20 minutes to get around here. There's a little climb here. Seeing people actually makes you go faster. So I like people taking pictures. And if you're watching this, and if you're a picture taker, if you took a picture of me, I'd like to purchase it. I never know what I look like. I got chain went off there. I like to get pictures of myself. So if you have pictures, I will definitely purchase them if you have them for sale. Of myself struggling up the hill, and I try to straighten up when I see someone taking a picture, act like I'm not tired. But anyway, I'm making it through. Yeah, the only time I saw was when my chain popped off. So a lot of people passed me up. I was trying to put the chain back on. When I switched under low, I was just in the wrong gear. And when you switch under low going up a chute, the chain pops off because it's trying to. I think my chain popped off 3 or 4 times. So, and it's hard pushing your bike up the hill. Like you can feel the gravity. All right, I just skipped past the climb there because it was pathetic. Anyway, headed back down. Almost there. I can feel it. Feel the burn. My arms are complete jello. I have no energy left. And you'll see at the end, I'm like just slugging past the finish line here in a second. There's someone up ahead there. There we go. A lot of little bridges here. Those bridges don't look very high, but don't fall off those. Like my arms are wobbly, so I'm like trying to stay in the middle. I absolutely hate bridges, but the good thing about this trail is they have the tricking wire on them, so you're not going to slide off. Sport, there we go. Going down the hill now. Yay. Almost done. Alrighty. I don't know who's taking those jumps with energy, but I'm pretty sure next time I'm going to ride this trail a lot more. Now that I have the GPX or the file, I know this area actually exists, and it's very fun to ride. It's actually really fun. It's just I'm just tired. Just never went through. So don't take me. If you're wanting to race, just race. If you don't finish, you don't finish. If you make it, you'll make it. But you'll feel good that you accomplished something if you when you get done. So here's the end. Yes, finally. And I was afraid they're going to say, you got to climb back up the top. But they're like, yep, you're done. I'm asking, am I finished? Am I finished? I'm like, yeah. I should be like sprinting in. I'm acting like I'm sprinting, but I'm not. My legs are done. Absolutely done. Arms are done. I don't think my legs are... I'm not tired. I just have no energy. I just ran out of fuel. All right. And so here we go. I'm crossing the finish line. And that's it. And so got 3rd place in the quad division. And if I haven't before, thank you for subscribing. Stay tuned for more races. See, I'm tired there. Be sure to hit that notification bell for more videos.